Hi, my name's John Ferns. This is going to be a series of videos about I am not a lawyer, but I play one in court. I've been asked by many people in my life to write a book about some of my adventures in life in different areas. But one of them, and one of the most common ones, is the stories of my court cases. I am not a lawyer. I cannot help anyone else in court. Actually, I did once. That's a different story. I'll tell another time. But I can't try a case for anyone else. I can only try a case for myself. So this is the story of the first time I tried my own case in court. This is the traffic ticket that got this all started and got me on the path of enjoying going to court, trying my own cases, and admonishing municipalities for their stupidity tax, where they write tickets that aren't even close to legal and hope that people will just pay them. And you should probably not, but I'm not going to give legal advice. I'll tell you some stories. You make up your own mind on what you do. This is the story of the very first ticket I ever got. I was driving a 1975 Buick LeSabre convertible. The rearview mirror that was glued to the windshield fell off. Now, where I live in Houston, or where I lived at that time in Houston, I still live near Houston, it's very hot, and the glue that holds these mirrors tends to fall, or let the mirror fall off. So this is what had happened. But I still had two mirrors, one on each side of the vehicle. And the officer stopped me, and he said, "Do you know why I stopped you?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I stopped you for no rear view mirror." I said, "I have two, one on each side of the vehicle." He said, "Those are side view mirrors. Those are not rear view mirrors. You're required by law to have a rear view mirror." And after he left, I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, if I'm in a panel van that doesn't have a back window, you can't see out with that mirror. So that can't be the law. So I looked up the law. I don't remember the exact statute, but I do remember what it said. And I believe the year was 1972, but I'm not sure about the law, about the year of that law. But I remember what the law said. It said that any vehicle manufactured after date, and I think it was 1972, is required to have at least one mirror providing a view of at least 250 feet behind said vehicle. I had two such mirrors, so I was in compliance with the law. So in my mind, the stop was invalid because he stopped me for a lack of something that I had. So it's a Fourth Amendment issue. You know, he can't stop me. He doesn't have probable cause. He can't stop me for what I am in compliance with. So I go to court. I go to the beginning portion of court where you plead guilty or not guilty, and I pled not guilty and asked for a jury trial. And when I got to court, we impaneled the jury. That was kind of fun, and I've gotten much better at that since then. But then when we actually started the trial, I told the judge that I would like a summary judgment. And he said, "On what grounds?" I said, "Based on the law. I mean, I was not in violation of the law when he stopped me, so there was no probable cause, and everything's invalid after that." And the prosecutor, I think the prosecutor was allowed to go first, and he waived it because he thought I was an idiot and this was going to be fun to watch. And I told the judge, "You give me about 30, 45 seconds on the stand with the police officer, I think we can have this all done." Judge says, "Hey, if you think you can do that, you go right ahead." And I said, "All right." So got the officer on the stand. I asked him, "Why'd you stop me?" He said, "You didn't have a rearview mirror." And I said, "Well, I had two." And he said, just same thing he said on the street. "No, those were side view mirrors. You need a rear view mirror." And then I cited the law that said you have to have at least one mirror on the vehicle that provides a view at least 250 feet behind the vehicle. And I said, "Judge, I had two." And I'd asked the officer, I said, "Didn't I have the two?" He said, "Yes." So we'd established that I had two. And I said, "I would like the case dismissed. I did not fail to have what he stopped me for. And anything after that's fruit of the poisonous tree, so it's inadmissible as well. The whole case needs to just be thrown out." Judge agreed, threw it out. I was found not guilty and released, and found not guilty on all charges and released. I wasn't being held, but court was over. We were done. So that's not the best story, but it is the first story. That's what got me started on this. That's what got me started on going, wait a minute. these are not lawyers that are writing these tickets. They don't know what they're talking about. And some of them are really funny, as you'll see as we go along. But this is just the first one. This is what got me started. I'm not a lawyer, but I play one in court. And I'll do some more stories.